and welcome to another episode of At Home with Chrissy, Victoria and Nicole.
As you can see, we're missing Chrissy, so probably there's going to be a few less jokes about sex and penises. Hopefully you can stay with us for that. I'll try to do my best to
Victoria's
get some
really
in
lifting
there.
her game today.
I'm going to lift my game. Sex jokes all round.
And in keeping with the theme of autumn in Sydney, today we have two beautiful dishes for you. A whole baked cauliflower and a whole or half baked canned pumpkin, which these two dishes are beautiful served on their own for a light lunch or a light dinner, but they also make great sides with any protein, and they're perfect winter meals, winter meals.
Autumn-winter meals, especially if you're trying to eat less meat. This is a really elegant and chic way to do your vegetarian, do your vegan. No sausages made of chickpeas in our kitchens. We just stick to the real thing.
And these are super easy to do and they're very impressive. They just take a bit of time in terms of cooking time. So you just have to be a little bit organised. So first up, we've got this pumpkin, which I will clear the seeds. And this pumpkin is a Kent pumpkin because I think that they make the best whole or half roasted because they're a little bit sweeter.
Bit sweeter, and the bigger the pumpkin is, you know, the better it is going to keep its shape.
Yeah, I wanted to buy a half, but they weren't available. I could only buy them in quarters. So, but the quarter is fine.
It's a very big quarter.
Yeah, it's a very big quarter. So I've cleared out what I can. And what I do is so it gets, the oil gets absorbed, I score it slightly so that the oil and the maple syrup and the seasonings are absorbed. So very lightly scored. Then I take a little bit of olive oil and I drizzle it over because that's what helps it cook. And I season it with salt and pepper. You can always season.
Do you do the pepper to cook?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like it really.
Well, it's fragrant pepper, so that's a personal choice.
Yeah, I love pepper though.
Yeah.
I put black, and this is a little bit of maple syrup that I scatter over, and that's it. I put it into the oven at 180 for 2 hours to roast.
Wow.
So let's go and put it in the oven.
180 for 2 hours. That's a long time.
Okay. Next,
so now,
we have a
cauliflower?
whole roasted cauliflower. So
This has been boiled already. How long did you boil this for?
I boiled it for about 10 minutes. I steamed it.
Just to steam it, yeah.
I just find that it's more even cook when you do that. So
Olive oil?
olive oil, turmeric.
So do you want me to rub the turmeric?
Rub
or
the
sprinkle
turmeric.
The turmeric?
And then sprinkle give it a really good rub because you want it to really absorb the flavour of the turmeric, and it gives it that beautiful golden colour when it comes out of the oven. And a bit of olive oil.
I've got a little bit of OCD. Like I'm not going to cope if there's any white patches. So turmeric is a flavour that you use a lot in Arabic cooking, but also in Indian cooking.
It's also very good for the brain. They say it helps stave off dementia.
I feel like these vegetarian recipes with cauliflower, and this is cumin seeds, right?
Cumin seeds.
These vegetarian recipes with whole cauliflower, whole pumpkins, any vegetarian recipe really takes very well to those Arabic and Indian spices.
Yeah, and you know what else? Because the spices are so fragrant, they really lift any vegetable,
it's what
any
makes
salad.
it quite meaty.
Yeah. And then I think another slight drizzle of olive oil to seal it all in, and that's it.
And then into the oven?
Into the oven for between 40 and 50 minutes, depending on how big,
To be honest,
the cauliflower is. So while it's cooking, you make the tahini sauce.
oh right.
Okay, let me just get some ice for this. So ice in the water, it helps the tahini emulsify better.
That is just, I mean, I've been cooking with tahini my
Fascinating.
entire life and I never knew that. I finally learned something from Nicole.
So, finally. So while the cauliflower is in the oven, we'll make the tahini sauce. So I've got tahini here. Tahini is sesame seed paste.
Ground sesame.
And the difference between hulled and unhulled, hulled means the sesame seeds have been taken out of their shell, and unhulled means they have their shell on. So it's a bit of a
Nuttier, earthier.
nuttier, yeah, and it's usually a bit browner in colour too. So this is tahini.
unhulled?
This is unhulled.
Yeah.
So I love tahini. We use tahini in Lebanese desserts. We use it in everything. Okay. So what goes well with tahini?
Lemon.
Lemon juice.
Why is that? You hear me say it all the time. It is full fat tahini. You always need an acid to cut through the fat.
And the Lebanese always use tahini and lemon together.
And the Lebanese add obviously another element that, you know, sometimes we don't talk
Yeah.
about, and that's sweetness. They do it through fruit.
Yeah, or syrups.
Yeah.
This is garlic. Add a bit of punch. So there, and then we've got a bit of olive oil. So, and then we give that a mix.
I'll mix it for you.
Okay, if you mix it. And then I have the iced water, which I will add.
Like in mayonnaise.
Yeah, so if you're making quantities of this, you could do it in a blender and then you slowly pour the water in.
Go.
So until it's loose enough that you can see it being able to pour. See how it's going white now? So we're making it now in more of a paste.
So could you do this with something that wasn't water, like cold stock, for example?
I
Making
don't
that up.
know.
It'd be very interesting to try.
Yeah. So you can keep adding water till it's of a consistency that you feel.
That's good, right? That's dressing consistency.
Yeah. Because you want it to pour over. And then a little bit of salt. And then now let's taste it, Victoria. And then you'll know if you need to add more lemon, more garlic.
I'm gonna mess up myself. Delish.
That's delicious. So, there you have your tahini. So, once your cauliflower is done and you take it out of the oven, let it cool down a little bit. You can eat it warm or you can eat it at room temperature. So, I'll go grab it and we'll plate it up to serve.
I just had to leave then because I dropped some tahini on my pants. I'm sure that's going to make the edit, so just to let you know. So this has been 45 minutes in the oven.
Yeah, and it's cooled for about 15-20 minutes.
And we put it on a bed of rocket just so that the cauliflower stands upright and looks elegant. So
And to give it a bit of colour.
to give it a bit of colour, but
Yeah.
I think having like a little bag of rocket in your fridge is
always.
always a good idea.
Yep. Well, we're using rocket for the pumpkin, so it's worked out
Works. So tahini dressing,
well. Yep.
just going to give it a quick mix. Do you just want me to drizzle it on top?
Yeah, just pour the whole thing over. So you want it to go into all the crevices and all the cracks. And then we've got za'atar, which is what we're going to sprinkle over. Za'atar is a Middle Eastern spice blend.
Very famous.
Thyme, oregano, cumin,
Marjoram,
Yeah.
sumac.
sumac, sesame seeds.
From a height? Or
From
do
a
you want
height.
it, or do you want it in the crevices?
We want it everywhere. So that's giving a lot of flavour to our cauliflower.
And this is fragrant, this spice
I just
blend.
love it. We eat it with a little bit of olive oil on bread with sprinkled over. We eat it with eggs. There's so much you can do with za'atar.
But do you like it cooked as well, or you like it always fresh like this?
Only eat it fresh.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I think that's That's
Sometimes
something to note. Like, I think that it's so pungent and so fragrant that if you cooked with it, it would almost be
Sometimes
quite
I'll mix it
overbearing.
in a blend when I marinate chicken
Yeah.
to give it a bit of flavour. Thank you.
Pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin seeds for a bit of crunch. Pumpkin seeds. And now a little bit of parsley. And some pomegranate seeds for colour.
This is a very Arabic thing, adding pomegranate seeds.
And there you have it. And then with the pumpkin, I'm adding rocket
So straight away with the rocket.
straight away. So it's out of the oven. I've let it cool. And now I fill it with rocket. So this is a bit of a salad.
Oh, great.
And then I sprinkle
Feta.
feta cheese on top.
This is divine.
Yeah, this is a great salad. And then I sprinkle a little bit of balsamic. And then I sprinkle pine nuts. Which is amazing. It's very impressive, especially when you
Very
do.
impressive.
And then
Pomegranate.
pomegranate for colour. You could do sun-dried tomatoes.
The amazing thing about these two dishes is you can actually do them in the morning, leave them out, just maybe don't do the cheese part of it, or put it in the fridge if you are. Leave them, do them at 9 a.m. and you could serve them very easily, bringing them back to room temperature at 7 o'clock at night. So it would just eliminate you cooking while your guests are there. So they're great sides or meals, as Nicole said. I'm so excited to try these, Nick.
I know. So let's go down. Let's
Shall we go?
have some lunch.
Well, I've got to say it because she's not here. I'm thirsty as a camel.
Well, we cooked.
I urgently need a glass of personality.
Well, we cooked without it, so I think we've earned it. We've most definitely earned it.
It's funny, I mean, I know that we are coming into autumn and, you know, today we're really going to be talking about winter essentials, but champagne just is for all seasons.
All seasons and all meals.
I mean, it's quite amazing. It's so versatile. It's so versatile.
Such an easy drink to drink. Cheers. To good health.
To good health. I don't think there's anything that says autumn vegetable like a cauliflower or a pumpkin.
Yeah.
What are your winter essentials coming into winter?
I like to eat in season because I think that that's sort of what your body needs in that season. So in winter, I love lots of, you know, vitamin C, foods with vitamin C, oranges and citrus fruits. I love food like pumpkin, cauliflower. What's locally grown, I tend to try to eat locally grown produce, which I think is really important. I love cauliflower soups. I love baked
Yum.
cauliflower. Sometimes I'll slice the cauliflower and eat them, fry them as like a steak.
Beautiful.
And I can serve them with a beautiful sauce. I find that that's a great way to feel like you're eating a piece of meat, but at the same time you're eating vegetarian.
I'm going to be doing a lot of soups this autumn, winter. I don't usually do soups because my family complains, but this is the year of the soup. Everyone's going to be getting used to it. And as well, similar to you,
I find if you keep
in season.
Yeah, if you keep a good stock in your freezer, a soup is so easy to make.
So my little trick for this winter with my soups, because I do struggle so much with Tim and Xavier with the soups, is I'm going to do it with pasta.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so I'm going to do all my soups with pasta.
Minestrones with pasta. I mean, potato and leek is a very hearty soup, and you can leave it quite chunky, so you
Divine.
feel like you're eating. You know, I love a matzo ball soup.
Beautiful,
Yeah,
beautiful.
with beautiful homemade chicken stock.
And what about your winter essentials for fashion?
I love natural fibres, so I love wool, I love cashmere. I feel like they help regulate your body temperature
100%.
really well.
Facts.
I love, pardon?
Facts.
Yeah, and I feel like investing in a really good coat and a good pair of boots. Like I've seen, and it's funny with the girls, like they've wanted to buy, you know, fast fashion in terms of coats and boots. And fast fashion is great for summer months, but in the very cold months, I think if you invest in a really great pair of boots that can withstand water, that can withstand, cold temperatures, you're far better off than having a myriad of shoes that, you can't wear.
And coats.
And coats, that's exactly right.
I think that your
Quality over quantity.
Your winter wardrobe is something that you have forever. So, Sport Luxe is a brand that specializes in winter, which is my brand. And I have access to all my stock. And it's funny, like every year that I go away, because I go away for a long time in summer, I go to winter. So I go away for 6 to 8 weeks. And this year, as an example, I took all my old stuff that I've had for years and years, all my Sport Luxe pieces, and I only took 3 new coats from the new season range. So to Nicole's point, you can change your look and feel really easily in the summer months, but winter fashion is really, it's a little bit more traditional.
But I like to stick to very neutral palette, like camels, creams, blacks, navies, beiges. And I feel like if you invest in pieces that are in those color palettes, then you can mix and match so easily over many, many seasons.
And even if you do want to go a color, you can still work that in. Actually, this season for winter, which I'm working on right now for Sport Luxe, I'm doing mostly wine, a really deep red. But you compare that back with your camels, you compare that back with your tans, your whites, your navy. So it's just staying.
Yeah, but then you wear it back with your classics.
So we've done winter food, winter fashion. What are your favorite
winter habits?
Winter habits.
It's funny because I crave a sweat more in winter.
Really?
Yeah, so
I'm the opposite.
I tend to go and do a workout that's indoors that, might be a Barry's boot camp or a spin class, a class where I actually can sweat and I feel like I've really worked out. Because in summer I love to go outside and I love to go for walks, but I don't feel like I get that cardio burn and that cardio sweat because I'm not I'm not pushing myself as hard.
Because it's hot.
But I'm taking, longer to do it. What about you?
What is my winter habit? I think my main winter habit really is just to do a bit less. I really love winter in Sydney. I love winter in Sydney. And I try in winter just to only go out once on the weekend and always do something really cozy at home, light the fire.
Are you a bath or a shower girl?
No, I'm a shower.
See, I love a bath.
You love baths. Baths make me feel claustrophobic.
That came from London. That habit came from London, to be able to lie in a warm bath. And when you're so cold to your bone and you get your bones and you sit in a hot bath and you get to reheat, there's something for me that's so luxurious about it. Not that it happens all the time.
Ritual. Look, I don't do that, but only because I find baths very claustrophobic. But I do love just to take a slower pace, and I think that hibernating, that is a really natural instinctual reaction to winter. So, for all of you guys who are enjoying this beautiful Sydney order as we come into winter, you really need to feel what your body is telling you. And if your body is telling you not to go to the gym, well, don't go to the fucking gym. That's all I can say.
And if it's saying have a bath?
Have a bath.
Have a bath.
Make time for yourself. I need a top up of champagne so we can cheers. I think the pumpkin is Maya. That's heaps, just for the cheers. Happy autumn. Happy winter. 2 easy recipes, guys.
Staying warm.
To staying warm.
To staying glamorous.
And make these recipes.
Staying delicious.
Staying delicious. See you next time.